What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here in my rental car in Long Beach, California, because it's too windy outside to talk. Plus, my wife and son are napping in the hotel room. Didn't want to wake them up, blabbering on about Willson Contreras. I wasn't even going to do any Cardinals content on this little trip. We're out here for my son at the Food Allergy Institute, but there was some big news, obviously, with the Cardinals, with Willson Contreras, with the announcement, the reports, whatever you want to call it, that Willson Contreras will move to a first base / DH role. Maybe won't even catch it all next year at all. Maybe never catch again for the St. Louis Cardinals. What do you guys think about this? So then you have Ivan Herrera, Pedro Pajes to be the catcher. I don't think this Willson Contreras move is a big surprise after the last couple of years. Now, if you'd have told me 2 winters ago when they signed Willson Contreras to 5 years, what is it, $87.5 million, 6th-year option, right? If you'd have said after just 2 years, and I think he only caught about 148 games total in 2 years, banged up a lot, although has hit really well when he's on the field. But if you'd have said that the Cardinals signed Willson Contreras to be the heir apparent to Yadier Molina, he only catches 148 games over 2 years, and then he's never a catcher again for the Cardinals, I'd have been like, that's not great. I still think for the contract, look, he can hit, so he's worth it. But going back, you didn't sign him to be a first baseman. But look, you react to what's happening. Paul Goldschmidt not coming back. You have an opening at first base. Remember, we argued about this all the time on Hot Take Central. I remember last year hearing Brad Thompson on 101 ESPN, essentially saying, hey, the Cardinals would like to have the conversation and potentially move Willson Contreras to the outfield. Now, that made sense last winter if you're going to move positions. To move him to the outfield, Cardinals had a million question marks in the outfield. Maybe still do, but obviously you're not going to move him to first base when you have Paul Goldschmidt. Well, now it sure seems like the Cardinals want to move Willson Contreras' position again. Actually, it's not sure seems like it. They are. They literally are. But now it makes way more sense to move him to first base, obviously, because Paul Goldschmidt is no longer here. So, look, I think it's a smart move. He can't stay on the field. Some fluky stuff, right, with breaking his arm, getting too close to the plate, trying to frame pitches. He has hit really well when he's on the field. Needs to stay on the field. What's the old saying? The best ability is availability. But still, I think it's fair to say this is another, I'm not going to call it a bad contract. That's not fair at all because he's hit really well. But again, I think when they signed Willson Contreras, I think most people, if you'd have looked 2 years ago with Herrera coming up, I think the thought was probably Willson Contreras is, and also I'm trying to do the math. I guess what, Kisner was still around too at the time when you signed Willson Contreras. So Kisner was the backup last year. But if the thought was Willson Contreras is going to be your full-time starting catcher, let's say for 3 years, let's say in year 4, it's a timeshare, 50-50. Let's say in year 5, he catches a third of the games, and a Kisner Herrera catches the rest, and then you got some DH for Willie, you got some first base, whatever it is. I think that most people thought that was the plan. So we're deviating from that plan a year early, a year and a half early, whatever it is. So I'm not going to really criticize the contract, but it's another contract where I don't think it turned out the way the Cardinals had thought or hoped, but you have to react to what's going on. The man can still hit. He can't stay on the field at catcher the last couple of years, and Goldie has moved on, so it makes perfect sense. So I don't have like a hot take. I don't have a hot take on this particular move at all. What do you guys think? I know Buster Olney tweeted out there that, and I don't remember the language of the tweet, but criticizing the deal, which is fair. But also, $18 million a year, whatever Contreras is making, to be a really good first baseman is pretty fair market value now, even though it's not what the Cardinals intended when they first signed him to be the heir apparent to Yadier Molina. So I'm repeating myself now. I'm talking in circles. Am I going to be the guy that keeps talking just to get to 8 minutes for YouTube? I think I am in this particular case, because I walked all the way down from my hotel room to get in the car to film this video. So dang well, I'm going to get to 8 minutes, all right, for YouTube. I'm sorry, but also I haven't talked to you guys much. What'd you think of Martin Kilcoyne's interview with John Mozeliak? I posted that a couple of days ago. The real quick point in there, the rumor. Can you believe Stan Kroenke? The rumor. This is from Martin. This is from Martin Kilcoyne, not me. I'm just repeating it. I posted a short. Stan Kroenke potentially being interested in owning the St. Louis Cardinals. Could you believe that? Could you believe that after he trashed this city? But for him, he's a villain, but you know he's a human being. He feels probably terrible. Does he? I think deep down it's probably hard to sleep at night knowing you crapped on St. Louis. So what about the story arc if he were to come back and buy the St. Louis Cardinals and lead them to a World Series championship? Don't think it's going to happen, but look, this is coming from Martin. Martin Kilcoyne's a smart guy. He's well sourced. He has sources. He doesn't just throw crap like that out there. I thought that was very interesting. Hey, please comment, like, subscribe. If you like political stuff, right? Everybody settle down. I put a video about the election over there. Eric Messersmith, we're going to post that video later tonight. His take on the election. Dirty Mo Media, of course. Herman Schrader, that podcast starts next week. If you're into NASCAR, Phoenix coming up, the NASCAR Championship. Huge weekend. And while I got you, please support my sponsors. Triad Bank, triadbanking.com. Best thing I ever did for my rental property business, taking all my loans from a big national bank that doesn't care about me right on over to a local bank in Frontenac, Triad Bank. Been there about 5 years. They've been a sponsor for 3-4 years. Working with Matthew Tobin on the commercial lending side. He is fantastic. So is Karen Glore. You got St. Louis Lawn Care for your lawn care needs. Get your treatment this winter to prepare for the spring. You got St. Louis Equipment, stlmowerrepair.com. Buy a mower, get your mower fixed. They got the big dog brands, Hustler, Wright, Skag, small engines. I have a Crest battery-operated trimmer. I have a Husqvarna blower. That's the gas oil mix. Fantastic. You got Corner Butcher. Corner Butcher and Chop House now together in the same building over there in beautiful Valley Park. And you have Corner Butcher West out there in Ellisville, which I still have to check out. And once again, please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know. What do you think about the Willson Contreras move? Then I saw Katie Woo also report that this was mutually agreed upon. So, is that true? Or is this a way of maybe Willson Contreras wants to move on now? Are the Cardinals forcing him to move to first base? Will he want to be traded? Katie Woo is great at her job. So I'm not trying to go against her reporting. I just wonder, did Willson Contreras really want to move to first? Did he accept it begrudgingly? Will he say, I actually want to catch still, so maybe now I want to be traded? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. We'll see what happens with the baseball offseason just getting started. All right? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much as always. Comment, like, subscribe. Peace out.